I want to introduce you to a man who's been part of the conversation about the needs of the city, who has risen from his childhood to become an emblem of the American dream. I give you my running mate, James St. Patrick.
You know why I outlasted you, Rashard? You know why I took your dream? See, some people know how to win. They always win. See, that's me. No matter what, nothing can stop me from winning.
The television series Power gained significant popularity during this run, and it gained attention due to its creative storyline and complex characters. And this main protagonist, James Ghost St. Patrick, played by the actor Omari Hardwick, navigates the Power universe with a certain ideology that helped him to reach his heights of power as well as to sustain it. And today I'll be dissecting the character Ghost and highlighting some lessons that we can learn from his character. Principle number 1, decide where you put your value. Ghost knows the value that he possesses and wants to utilize it in different lanes. Even with his drug operations running effectively, he wants to put his values in other avenues, specifically in his nightclub, Club Truth, and in politics as he ran to become lieutenant governor. Those closest to him, his wife Tasha and his best friend Tommy, want him to continue to put his value only in the drug game. We all can take from this as we are going throughout our journey, where people might try to put us into a box, or people see the value in us and see we are putting it into this place, but they feel as though we should put it in another place. You can't allow people to put you into a box. You gotta stay firm on where you put your value at. You got value and you decide where you want to output it into. You don't have to output it into this organization or have to put into this business or put into that group of people. You put your value into what you feel best and your spirit is telling you to put your value into. You can't let people dictate your game and how you move. Don't let others direct you and tell you where to put your value at into the world. As you continue to raise your value and become who you're destined to become, people are going to tell you what you should do or where you should put your value at. You got to stay solid on your foundation and move according to your own will. And we moving on to principle number 2, interaction with boldness. This actually comes from Law 28, from the well-known book by Robert Greene, The 48 Laws of Power. In his book, Robert Greene states, everyone admires the bold, no one admires the timid. See, Ghost's boldness was his key to power. Once he thought about and created his analysis, and it was time to execute the plan, he does it with a certain boldness, whether it's him being the biggest drug kingpin in New York or his legitimate business affairs. Whatever it was, he carried out the bold game plans fully. Although we will not be facing certain circumstances like the character Ghost, we will be presented with our own issues, and we fail and don't be bold and become timid during that time frame, we can lose it all. This can come up with any part of life, with work, with business, with any goal you got. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to take a bold action to get you over the hump. And that bold action is going to dictate how far you go along your journey. Bold actions come after deep analysis and a solid game plan. If you are unsure of the course of action, it's better to sit back and watch before you make a play. Doubts and hesitations will interfere with your execution. Taking action and being timid is dangerous. Be bold but not overly aggressive. Principle number 3, move with a strategy. Throughout the Power series, Ghost is known for his ability to put together a strategic plan before making a move. He constantly creates plans to overcome challenges and obstacles. Possessing adaptability and the ability to think on his feet swiftly, he was extremely business savvy. When things came along his path, he created a plan to counter it. Ghost's ability to take his emotions out of the situation while analyzing it logically is one of his greatest strengths. Doing business deals, Ghost doesn't allow himself to make mistakes by getting overly greedy. On the flip side, he is never just content on what is presented to him. He always remains flexible to change, even when implementing his thought out strategy. And it's essential that we move with strategy in our lives as well. Sometimes the play may be just sitting back and watching and observing. Another time the play you need to make may be to take that bold action or go in pursuit of something and chase it down and do what you need to do to get it. But you gotta have a balance. You gotta know when to move, when not to move. You gotta put the strategic plan together. You gotta start out and see the situations for everything that it is. You gotta see the worst that can happen and you gotta see the good that can happen. You gotta formulate a plan to move the pieces where you see needed to get what you need to get. But we have to be strategic in our moves as we continue to go through this journey in life. Principle number 4, determination and ambition. Despite what anyone may think about this character Ghost, one thing everyone can agree on is that he had an inner drive to achieve success. Despite obstacles and challenges, he always remained focused on his goals. He possessed the will to put forth the necessary effort. Ghost throughout his daily life is seen always working towards his plan for the future. Rarely do you see him on relax mode, and sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes in life is good to take breaks and good to take time away and come back and work even harder. But in some phases of your life, it's all about being on the grind and actually working towards and pressing hard at. Your daily walk should be filled with duties to get to where you need to get to. Even during your leisure activities, you can have effective leisure. It can be effective leisure that's still working towards your goal. And sometimes that's exactly what it takes for us to reach to the next level as well. We have to be fully committed to the process. Our daily duties should be filled with things that helps us to get to the goal we're going for, or the place we want to get in life. We shouldn't be walking aimlessly throughout our day, picking up activities, looking for things to do. Things should be set in place. We should have certain duties set in place that we can effectively work to get to what we're trying to get. And determination and ambition bounce off of one another. You're ambitious about what you're trying to do. You got the fire to do it, but you got to be determined and have grit and be determined to press through. Even when the door feel like it's gonna close, you gotta have that determination to wanna get to the other side. And last but not least, principle number 5, have a clear vision. Ghost being a man with ambition, he always had a clear vision for how he wanted his future to look. Despite those around him only seeing him as a drug dealer kingpin, he had a vision for much more. Like a map that helps you choose the best route to your destination. A vision guides your decisions along your journey. It helps you to prioritize tasks. You must have an idea of where you're headed. Remember, a man must know who he is and where he is going. No one achieved anything great without having a burning desire to make their visions become a reality. And we have to keep that burning desire as we go through the hardships of life and go through the setbacks and go through the different obstacles we didn't know we would have to face. We got to keep that burning desire and keep the vision and make it plain. We have to put it down, right? You can even write your vision down and really go back and look at it each day and every day. Have a vision for yourself, meditate on it. Think about it when you got the idle time or on your way to bed or first thing when you wake up in the morning. Keep the vision locked into your brain and allow it to become to your reality. If you can see it, you can achieve it. Once you have a vision, you got a vision for a purpose and a reason to embark on that journey that might be unique to others. Be in pursuit of that thing that everyone else may not want. And whatever vision you have, you got to bring it to life. It's your calling. It's meant for you to do it. Your vision is going to let you know how you need to move and where you need to be at. It's your vision. Only you really know what it is. You can get guidance from people. You can get knowledge from people. You can learn new things, but you got a vision that's instilled in you that you need to bring to life and go towards. If you made it to the end of this video, I greatly appreciate you. My name is Daquan Skills. I'm an author and a speaker. I currently have 2 books out, The Ghost in the Mail and Keys to the Game. They're in the description box below. And for those of us who understand the value that we possess and know that we choose what we want to put that value into and where the location we want to put it at in the world, who's willing to take action and be bold with it, but also moving off strategy as we put together game plans and see what move we need to make, while also having that burning desire of determination and ambition to want more and get better and become better and do better, who have a clear vision, who doesn't take it for granted and honor it and actually be in pursuit of that vision. To those of us, I say, greatness awaits. An example of the businessman James Ghost St. Patrick from the television series Power is an example of an elite businessman. Although Ghost is most known for being a drug kingpin, which is a lifestyle I don't suggest for anyone, his character possesses the ultimate business mind. Remember, this is a fictional character that committed a plethora of crimes throughout the television series. You are living real life, and with real life brings real consequences. Let me briefly explain some of the business savvy and other qualities that Ghost reveals throughout the TV series, starting with his endeavors in politics. Not only is Ghost a drug kingpin, but he's also a nightclub owner, all while campaigning to become New York's next lieutenant governor. Ghost has the ability to maximize his profits with minimal risk. While campaigning for lieutenant governor of New York, the businessman goes by the name James St. Patrick. Being able to compartmentalize each of these identities, Ghost effectively covers his tracks during his political and other business ventures. Ghost's ability to take his emotions out of a situation while analyzing it logically is one of his greatest strengths. When business deals become hostile in either arena, he remains calm. When things need to get handled at the club, he is reliable to a fault. His negotiating skills are on an advanced level. Being able to manipulate other characters like the chess grandmaster does with the chess pieces. Ghost makes others do exactly what he needs them to do, even if he has to make them believe they're doing what's best for them. Doing business deals, Ghost doesn't allow himself to make mistakes by getting overly greedy. On the flip side, he is never just content on what is presented to him. there's a balance between satisfaction and desire, which is needed when negotiating and closing important business deals. Businessman negatives. While Ghost possesses a plethora of positive qualities, examples, ambitious, go-getter, financial provider, intelligent businessman, successful entrepreneur, his negative qualities are so detrimental that they will eventually cause him to lose his family. Yes, this is despite having the ability to remain astute while constantly being under pressure. Like the chess grandmaster who removes a pawn from the board whenever he or she feels it's suitable, Ghost does the same thing with people. He disregards people's feelings and only looks out for others if it benefits his business and or himself. Take his familiar relationships, for example. Ghost rarely considers the feelings of his wife Tasha, who he is attempting to replace with his mistress Angela. And if that isn't enough, Ghost is not truthful to his son Tariq about all of his business ventures, withholding the fact that he was a drug kingpin. Once Tariq discovers the truth, the deception causes him to resent his father. Many moves Ghost made were self-considerate to those closest to him. He would be considered untrustworthy, self-serving, manipulative, and a narcissist. The TV character's pursuit to power causes him to create enemies in his own family as well as in business. Consequently, Ghost, this example of a businessman, will end up losing his life by way of his own son.